Ayan, hello guys! Hello! Welcome back to another vlog! Welcome back to my channel, mga syala! Doon pala sa nag-comment about that I should speak English in all of my videos. Pasensya na, hindi talaga ako, I am not really fluent in English, but I'm really trying my best to actually use the international language in all of my videos. However, I'm not saying that I could not speak English. I can. But I am very comfortable using my native language in this video. I hope that there is like subtitle in most of my videos. I hope so because really I can speak the language but I'm not comfortable as I am if I'm using the native language, which is, doon ako komportable. Pasensya na nga talaga, yung Tagalog nga nahihirapan na ako. It's also my second language, yung Tagalog. My first language is yung dialect talaga namin. Pasensya na talaga. Okay? I hope that there is subtitle, but if there is none, shalak. So nakikita nyo naman sa title ng video na to kung ano yung pag-uusapan natin for today. It's all about money, finances, 'di ba? Mag-share lang ako ulit ng mga ginagawa ko pagdating sa money before mag-end yung year, before matapos itong 2025 na sobrang napakagulo in my own opinion lang, para sa life ko, guys, I have been through a lot. Sobra. Since the beginning of the year up until the end. Umayos naman siya, alhamdulillah, at umayos siya pagdating ng December, November, 'di ba? Nakapag-relax tayo ng maayos sa Pilipinas. So, eto na naman ako, talking about money, money advice, money. 'Di ba? Ayokong dumating sa punto na after 5, 3, or 4 years nyo dito sa Amerika is wala kayong natutunan or wala kayong, yung parang hindi nyo napaghandaan yung first 5 years nyo dito or before kayo mag-citizenship. Tapos magsasabi kayo sa sarili ninyo or maisip nyo naman, sayang yung 3, 4, 5 years, sana ginawa ko ito. Kung ginawa ko ito, marami na sana akong naipon, marami na sana akong pera na nakaimpok ngayon. I might be comfortable when it comes to money. Money will never make you happy. Never it will. But at least money will make your life easier. It will make your life comfortable. And that comfortability and being easy with your life will lead to happiness eventually. 'Di ba? Paano kayo magjojowa kung kayo ay broke? Charos! Napunta agad sa jowa. Shalak. 'Di ba? Ba't kayo magjojowa kung mismong kayo yung sarili nyong problema sa pera ay hindi nyo ma-fix, 'di ba? So magdadaglag lang kayo ng another problem in your life. Shalak. Kaya siguro ako lang joke kasi marami pa akong problema sa pera. Charis, joke lang yun. Shalak. 'Di ba? I promise you, mas mahirap, madali lang to guys. Mas mahirap pang umibig sa maling tao kaysa sa sundan yung mga advices ko. Charis. Shalak. Huwag na nga natin patagalin to. Mga shalak talaga kayo, day. Mga etchosera. Ayan. Pagkarating nyo dito sa Amerika, guys, the first thing that you would need to secure is your emergency fund. Dapat pagkarating nyo dito, simulan nyo ng buuin yung inyong emergency fund. Please, 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 do not invest. Do not save money in other form of investment. Wag mo nang bumili ng lupa, wag mo nang bumili ng kung ano-anong mga gadget, expensive bag, luxurious bag, kung wala kayong emergency fund na solid. Please, wag din magtatayo ng emergency fund kung kayo mismo ay baon sa utang. Guys, wala ring silbi yung emergency fund kung ang dami nyo pang mga bayarin sa Pilipinas. I know lahat, hindi naman lahat, pero mangilan-ngilan sa atin ay, hindi fortunate enough na nakapunta dito without any liabilities or without incurring any loans, di ba? Karamihan sa atin, kagaya ko, ay, hindi naman, parang kayamanan bago pumunta dito sa Amerika. I'm just very thankful na nag-Saudi muna ako at nakaipon ng onte and then pumunta dito sa Amerika. Pero for those na straight galing Pinas, sinasabi ko sa inyo, some of them ay yung mga ticket, yung mga ganyan, kung hindi man na-sponsor ng employer, karamihan ay inutang. So, nakapag-accumulate ng mga hundreds of thousand, yung iba nga, mga 500,000, 400,000, or 350,000 na mga bayarin. So, the first thing that you have to do before you secure your emergency fund is to pay all your debt. Bayaran nyo muna yan. And once you're done with that, secure your emergency fund, guys. Please, please, please. At least 6 to 8 months. It really depends. For me, walang sakto na emergency fund. It really depends on what is your comfortability. Some people, ang gusto nilang emergency fund ay 6 months, some people 8 months, some people 12 months. For me, at least 8 to 12 months or a year. Solid na yung year. Now, nakadepende rin sa inyo kung magkano yung ilalaan nyo per month. Some people, when they try to save for the emergency fund, they want na yung net talaga nila. Yung kinikita nila buwan-buwan. Like for example, kung kumikita sila buwan-buwan ng 5,000 din yung ilalaan nila. So kung isang year yun, 60,000, ang dami naman nun, no? Nakakaloka. O kaya kung 6 months, nasa 25,000. Medyo malaki-laki din, no? For an emergency fund. In my case, kung magkano lang yung bills ko, yun lang yon. Kasi if ever, for example, magalaw ko yung emergency fund ko, I would wanna make sure na lalaan lang yun during emergency. Like, kung mawalan ka ng trabaho. Like, nung nawalan ako ng trabaho nung October, I used some of my emergency fund. But it didn't last long. 'Di ba? Nagkaroon ulit ako ng trabaho ngayong December. So, nagalaw ko yung emergency fund ko and hopefully by January until February is mabalik ko na yung onting nadagdag ko sa aking emergency fund. But hindi naman siya nagalaw ng sobra kasi most of the expenses that incur during those times that I am unemployed ay galing sa savings ko. Kasi meron pa akong mga extra money na nandun mismo sa savings account ko. And some expenses na nag-incur when I was traveling and in the Philippines ay nanggaling naman sa aking savings account sa Pilipinas. So, hindi masyadong nagalaw yung emergency fund ko during those time. So, for me, in my case, ang akin lang is that kung ano yung bills ko, current bills ko, like for example, 2,500, ay, times 12 or times 10, mga ganun. Yun lang yung emergency fund ko, like $20,000, $25,000, mga ganyan. So, ganun lang yung emergency fund ko, guys. It's never sobrang taas kesa doon. Tapos, nilalagay ko siya saan? Sa high yield savings account. That's it. I'm not putting any of my emergency fund to bonds or ibang form of investment. Your emergency fund should be easily accessible, liquid. So for me, the easiest way na meron akong to access doon is high yield savings account where it earns like 3 dati 4% nga pero ngayon mababa na yung interest guys, nasa 3.3, 3.5, 3.6% na lang. But at least it is liquid and easily accessible. Please, please, please do not put your emergency fund in in a form of bonds or stocks. It goes up and down and it's highly volatile. Maski yung bonds na hindi highly volatile, still mahirap pa ring mag-liquidate niyan. Like it will take 3, 5 or 6 days mga ganon. So it would be nice or it would be much more convenient if you will put your emergency fund sa isang high yield savings account. Not on a normal savings account, pero high yield, at least kumikita pa rin siya maski pa paano. Diba? Next. The next thing that you have to open is a checking account. Checking account kasi doon yung ilalagay yung mga ano nyo guys, yung mga, for example, yung savings ninyo on a day-to-day expenses. Tapos, in my case, I do put I did open another checking account exclusive for my travel. Exclusive only for my travel. Sometimes I do put some, maonti-onti per paycheck. Pero ngayon, di na ako masyadong naglalagay and most of the time, kapag nagta-travel ako, I usually use some of my savings in the Philippines. Yun yung parang ginagamit ko for now. I'm trying to use some of my Philippine peso kasi nga ayoko nang bumalik ng Pilipinas. Charis, joke lang yun. Hindi naman. Wala, ganun lang. So, travel and daily expenses for your savings, 'di ba? Tapos another thing guys is that ito dati hindi talaga ako naniniwala dito sa 401k, 403b. This is an employer, parang employer, parang siya SSS, para siyang retirement plan that your employer is offering to you. So for example, maglalagay ka doon sa 401k mo, for example, their contract or your contract with them states that they will match up to 6% of your contribution, 50%. So 50% of the 6% of your annual gross. So for example, your annual gross is $100,000. You contribute 6%. What is the 6% of 100,000? $6,000. So, nag-contribute ka ng $6,000. Your employer will also contribute. Pero hindi $6,000 ang i-contribute nila. Kung ang sabi doon is 50%, they will match 50% of your contribution, they will contribute $3,000 of the 6%. If they say like, okay, we will contribute half cents of your contribution for every dollar that you contribute up to 6%, so 3,000 din yung i-contribute nila. So half. So meron ka ng 9,000 na i-contribute mo or naiimpok mo sa iyong 401k yearly. That $9,000, some people say, oh, ang liit lang, ganyan. But over time, especially if you're just like starting at 30 years old, after 30 years, that will result into millions. Kasi nga, syempre, compounding interest, mga ganon. So, at saka yung growth ng investment mo, mga ganon, 'di ba? So, hindi ka talaga lugi. You can get it at 59 and a half. Taxable, pero at least, 'di ba, meron kang makukuha at 59 and a half. Just in case hindi ka na talaga makapag-antay before your 59 and a half at kailangan mo talagang kunin, wala ka ng pera, ganyan-ganyan, at trip mo talagang mag-iwaldas na kasi malapit ka nang mamatay, ay pwede naman. You will be taxed with the earnings and your contribution, and at the same time, you will pay the 10% penalty. So for example, after all of these years, naka-accumulate ka ng $200,000 after 10 or 20 years before you're 59. Kunyari, 30 ka nag-ano, to 45, after 15 years, umuwi ka ng Pinas, wala ka ng pera, namumulubi ka na dito sa US, ganyan-ganyan. E di kunin mo na, kesa naman sa magpaka-ano ka, di ba? Magpakahirap ka. So, kung kukunin mo na yon, pwede mo namang kunin. Kaso may 10% penalty. So, 200,000, ang 10% penalty nun ay 180 na lang yung makukuha mo. Tapos, itatax ka pa. So, pwede na rin kung wala ka na talagang pera, di ba? Kesa naman mag-file ka ng bankruptcy, bankrupt ka na ng bonggang-bongga, di ba? Pwede mo namang kunin. Pero kung may pera ka pa, bakit mo kukunin, di ba? Kung nagtatrabaho ka pa, malakas pa, so there's no reason for you to get that. So, 401k. If you are not investing in your 401k, guys, you are wasting money. Kagaya ng ginawa ko nung una. So, yon. So, invest in your 401k, 403b, or employer-initiated retirement plan. Please. Ang ano lang dito, ang downside lang sa 401k is that they have higher management fees. Napakataas ng management fee nila, guys. So, kung wala namang employer match, don't contribute to 401k, 'di ba? The only reason why you will contribute to your 401k is because of the employer's match, because sayang ang kino-contribute nila. Napakataas nga ng management fee. Next, your Roth IRA, guys. Yung Roth IRA ninyo, please, every year, there is a max that you can contribute. Unlike for a 1K, you can contribute up to like $23,000, $24,000, $22,000, mga ganyan. Pero sa Roth IRA, napakaliit ng pwede nyong i-contribute. You can only contribute up, this year, I think it's only like $7,000. Next year, it's only for $7,500. Okay, for those na wala pang Roth IRA, this is the time for you to open it. Guys, ang Roth IRA, unlike the 401k, is that ang money na i-contribute ninyo, guys, ay hindi siya pre-tax. Okay? Kukunin nyo yung perang i-contribute nyo sa Roth IRA ninyo doon mismo sa net yung nakuha nyo ng pera galing sa employer ninyo. So, doon nyo kukunin yung Roth IRA or money na ifa-fund nyo sa Roth IRA ninyo. So, since guys, most of the employer, for sure your employer is using Fidelity. My employer is also using Fidelity before. Most of the employers, 70 to 80%, they're using Fidelity. If I were you, kung gusto nyo mag-open ng Roth IRA, open it in Fidelity na. Para hindi na kayo magulukan. Nandun na lahat. 'Di ba? Nandun na lahat ng investment. Isahin nyo na lang. Hindi na kayo mag-open sa iba, like JP Morgan or something. Kung Fidelity yung parang broker or company na ginagamit ng employer ninyo for the 401k or 403b. So, yung Roth IRA, ifa-fund nyo yan siya. Pwede nyo siya atang, pag nag-open kayo ng Roth IRA sa Fidelity, pwede kayong mag-contribute per month or per paycheck. Okay? Pwede rin automatic debit from your checking account. So, yung i-contribute nyo dun, wala yung tax advantage. Unlike the 401k, meron siyang tax advantage. Like, ang i-contribute yung pera ay doon mismo manggagaling yung sa gross ninyo pa. So, for example, sa 100,000 gross ninyo na babawasan niya ng 6,000, kunyari, sa annually. So, 94,000 na lang yung matatax sa inyo. So, it means less yung tax or less yung kukunin ng federal government sa inyo, di ba? Pero sa Roth IRA, wala siyang tax advantage kasi kukunin nyo mismo yung pera doon mismo sa pera nyong nataksan na. Ang kaibahan lang dito, guys, ang kagandahan lang dito is once you withdraw your money, it is tax-free. wala ng tax. Walang tax sa earnings, walang tax sa, hindi na kayo itatax. Yun yung maganda sa Roth IRA. Unlike, for example, kung mag-i-invest kayo sa isang mutual fund, for example, kunyari, hindi kayo mag-avail ng Roth IRA. Mag-i-invest kayo sa isang mutual fund, once you, ano tong tawag na to? Once you invest, pag binenta nyo yung mutual fund ninyo, itatax kayo. So, walang advantage, di ba? Matatax at matatax pa rin kayo. Ang kagandahan sa Roth IRA, kapag nag-retire na kayo, kinuha nyo yung pera nyo at the age of 60 or 59 and a half, walang katax-tax. Lahat ng pera ninyo sa inyong Roth IRA ay iyong-iyo. Kaso, ang downside lang sa Roth IRA is that kapag, every year, nasa mga mababa lang yung pwede nyong i-contribute like $7,000, $8,000, or mga ganun lang. Sa Roth IRA, guys, pwede nyo siyang i-fund every month or pwede ring one time. Now, for the year 2025, sa mga taong hindi pa nakapag-contribute or hindi pa nakapag-open, it's still not late. It's not late yet. You can open your Roth IRA today up until December 31 and fund your contribution for the year 2025 up until April or before the tax deadline. Kailan ba yung tax deadline? I think April 18 or April 16, mga ganyan. Basta April. Okay, you can fund. So, pwede kayong mag-contribute for the year 2025 pa up until March. So, if I were you, open your Roth IRA today and contribute kayo maski $2,000 for now, and then $2,000 sa January, $2,000 sa February, and then $1,000 para ma-maximize ninyo. Meron kayong contribution doon for the year 2025. At least, covered pa rin kayo for the year 2025. And then for the year 2026, ang limit naman is 7,500. So you can, pwede pa kayong humabol, 'di ba? Para at least every year, meron kayong, parang gift nyo na yun sa sarili nyo, guys, or gift niyo niya sa sarili ninyo once you retire. Gift to yourself, 'di ba? Yon. And then, guys, every after nyo magsweldo, ganito ang ginagawa ko, guys. Sa every after, kaya hindi ako nag-worry masyado about money. So, once sumweldo ako, pag sumusweldo ako, guys, all of the tax deduction, ganyan-ganyan, kapag sumweldo na ako, after the tax deduction, mga ganyan, syempre babayaran mo na yung mga bills mo. 'Di ba? So, pagkabayad ko ng bills, nabawas na yung bills. Kunyari lang nga, ito lang, kunyari, $5,000. Tapos yung bills ko is nasa mga $2,200, $2,100 per month. So, meron pang matitirang mga 2,700 or 2,800. Ganyan. So, mga sa 2,700 or 2,800, doon, lagyan nyo na yung Roth IRA ninyo, lagyan nyo na yung travel fund ninyo, yung savings ninyo, mga ganyan. So, i-separate nyo na lahat. Whatever is left, guys, kung ano man yung left, if I were you, kung wala naman kayong sinusuportahan sa Pinas, you are single, and wala kayong binabayarang mga utang, guys, all the money that is left, put it in the mutual fund. Anyway, you have nothing to be afraid of since you have a strong emergency fund na, you have a strong savings. For sure, meron kayong mga kaperahan sa Pinas. Invest, guys. Please, aside from the emergency fund, again, paulit-ulit ko itong sasabihin sa inyo, guys. Aside from the strong emergency fund, there should be no money that is liquid in your bank account. And the savings and for your travel, please contribute for your travel. Kailangan nyo yan every 6 months na magpahinga, magbordo-bordo. Lalo na pag single kayo, guys. Kailangan nyo yung rumampa at maglande. Charis, joke lang yun. Diba? every paycheck set aside for your travel so that you don't have to like really work hard. Ang ginagawa kasi ng iba, they really work hard before their travel. Like they do so much overtime before sila mag-travel, mga ganun. Set aside a portion of your paycheck to your travel. You need that. You need that rest every 4 to 6 months. 'Di ba? Kailangan yung magbordo-bordo at mag-relax din. 'Di ba? Kailangan yung umuwi sa Pilipinas or something else. Kung meron kayong pamilya dito, then no problem. 'Di ba? Para wala kayo ding pagsisihan at then yung parang puro kayo invest, tapos hindi nyo napakinabangan yung pera ninyo. Pero, every after, wag kayong mag-leave ng anything na liquid or money or cash in your bank accounts aside from your savings, aside from your emergency fund. It should all be working for you. It should all be in investment. Guys, shala, masyado nang humahaba ang video na to. If you have any question on me regarding how I manage my finances over here, you can always direct message me, guys. Please. 'Di ba? Enjoy life and hopefully everyone is invested in their dreams and in their retirement. Malayo pa ang bubunuin natin, medyo malayo-layo pa tayo for retirement, pero at least we are making a progress towards it. Shalak! Hanggang dito na lang, babush! Bye!